A few days ago, I had a coaching session with someone who has been dealing with specific circumstances and some ongoing challenges. And there was this feeling of that she brought up this question of, is this just God's will? Is this how I designed my life to be? And I'll never be able to overcome this. And in that session, I went into some channeling where some really incredible divine guidance came through and it brought some clarity around this situation. I want to share that clip with you. I want to share these teachings with you. And then I want to go a little bit deeper into how we truly are the creators of our lives, how we can create and manifest anything that we desire, and what our part is in this whole game of life. So, hello, if we haven't met yet, my name is Allison Holley, and I am a channel and an awakening guide. I offer teachings here on this channel about everything. Sometimes I go into conscious creation or manifestation. Sometimes I'm going to go into deeper teachings around current events, spirituality, all of the things that we are experiencing as humans as we go through this divine ascension process. I'm here to help with your raising of frequency so that you can become the person that you were born here to be. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this. The question that came up in this session was, is this just how it's meant to be? Did I create my divine template to have this problem? Meaning, I have a desire for this. I feel that my highest good is what's meant to be here on this planet, here on Earth. And yet things are not shifting. What is my part to play? Why aren't things changing? How can we get this moving? If I really can create anything that I want in my life, why isn't this shifting? Especially if I'm getting the signal that my guides are coming in all the time to help me, which was true. And it's true for all of us, but it really came through in this session. Your guides are offering you support every second of every day. In fact, every night you're receiving divine influence, cosmic surgery. There's a lot being shifted in your body. And so, if all of that's happening, what's the missing piece here? So, I'm going to share with you this clip. I thought it was really, really powerful what came through in this session. And just to preface it, a lot of this was around what is our part. A lot of this was around who is God, really? What part does that being play? What part do our guides play? And then what are we here to do? So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip and then I'll jump back on here. It's a reminder first that you are the divine, you are God, and so it is your will, but you're learning how to operate as God. That's the stuck area. Stuck, nothing's ever stuck, but that's the area that you feel that you are still learning through, is how we'll put it. You're God. You just don't know how to operate as God yet. You're learning. Okay? So it's your will. Now, your divine template that you created for yourself does indeed have some of these areas that are difficult. You did put into your divine template certain circumstances with health and things like that. The template is not static though. So essentially, your template is I would like to learn things. It's not I would like to have this specific difficulty, because for some people, it's not difficult at all to have those circumstances, right? For others, it's very difficult based on attachment. You did not set out to say, I have these specific difficulties. You set out as God, creating a human template for yourself. You said, I would like to learn and experience these teachings, these learnings. What circumstance will create the perfect petri dish for me to learn what I want to learn? You want to learn self-love. You want to learn how powerful and masterful you are at creating. There are a lot of things that have created your divine template that are not specific to circumstance at all. You could easily learn these things through other circumstances. The thing that's confusing about
being a human is the mind. The mind creates programs that run over and over and over again. And then we think that the mind is what our reality is. So the baby steps, the slow steps, the small steps that reach big desires and big goals are to disengage from the attachments of the mind, calm the mind, and move into heart-centered living, which is present moment, which is eternal self-love and therefore self-forgiveness, although there's never anything to forgive. But through the human perspective, forgiveness is a part of releasing attachment to programs. You already live a joyful life. It's the framing of it. And that's hard for the human to hear because we want circumstances to change. But you already have a joyful life. Everything can be framed in a joyful way. The beauty of that is you won't have to stay stuck in uncomfortable circumstances if you are particularly good at framing things in a joyful way because of the laws of vibration and assumption that when you see life in a joyful way, that is what circumstances will continue to flow in. That being said, you have gotten out of the practice of being in command of your choices. What that means is, to you, you feel that something external needs to happen in order for you to play certain games. Nothing external needs to happen. It's simply you reaching out for the next big scary thing to play with. So you're being called to take action steps, not to change your life in terms of make all the circumstances of my current life different so that I can go play in the way that I want to, but it's let me take steps to play in the way that I want to. And the way that I view life will change. And when the way that I view life changes, the circumstances will shift. You have agreed to a physical incarnation. That means that the physical steps are yours to take. That means that no matter how much help you receive from non physical beings, they cannot walk for you. They cannot schedule things for you. They, of course, they can, but the agreement of being in physical form is that you live your life. So if you would like to feel more ease and more joy, this is what you're learning now through different teachers: how to release the anxiety, how to be more in joy, how to choose and take the steps toward your choice, regardless of circumstance. These are your divine callings. You can always opt out. You can always say, I don't want to. But there is, because you have agreed to a physical life, your guidance team is not going to live your life for you, meaning they will help. They will offer cosmic surgery. They will clear all of the fear, all of it, and give you a moment of joy. But it is still up to you to be in the physical experience and receive that. To receive that means that you take your commitment. Let's use this example. If we were running a race together and I handed you the baton and you held the baton but decided that you didn't want to move from point A to point B, that would be something that, as a spirit guide, I would honor your choice in that. And now I would coach you and teach you that holding the baton means that you are part of the game and that you get to go take it to the next step. But it's up to you to do it. This is the process that you're learning right now, that regardless of the circumstance, you are taking the next step. They are offering you healing. They are offering you teachers. It is up to you to dig down deep in the moment where the anxiety comes up, where the fear of being seen comes up, that you remember that you are God in human form, and that you take the tools and the techniques that you have learned and use them in that moment. They cannot live your life for you. So if you take the next step, you are always being given everything that you need. Call on divine love, call on confidence, call on inner light. Take the step. It's going to be uncomfortable, likely, the first time that you take the step, no matter how much love and light is streaming into you. You were told earlier, every night nearly, you are being given cosmic frequency upgrades. You are being brought to the place where you are in perfect joy, in perfect stillness. That is being given to you all the time. When circumstances come up and your old programs want to run, this is where you call on the help and you live the life. And this is also manifestation in its perfect present form. You receive the joy that is always being given to you, and you make the decision inside of yourself that I am full of joy. And therefore, as the being who is full of joy, I will take these steps. I am full of confidence. I am already that in this moment now, regardless of what we call the past.
All right. So it is my intention that that really resonated, that that made a lot of sense. And let me go a little bit deeper into it. As you heard in the clip, your role here as a human is to be part of God. My understanding of God is that God is all that is in existence, all dimensions, and it is a divine source. It is a benevolent energy. There's really not words, it's God, right? It is all that is. And in that being all that it is perfect and beautiful. And of course, has the highest good of all in its focus. So if we can think of God as sort of like this big light bulb, right? So it's this big sphere of light. And in all directions, it is sending that light out to have different experiences. What that would mean is that I am God and you are God, that all that exists is God. And to be conscious of ourselves as God means that we recognize that our part to play as a human being in physical form is to create within the physical plane, right? It means to move our physical bodies. It means to trust that this beautiful physical incarnation is perfect, exactly as it is, and to take these steps. We are the movement makers. We are the embodiment of God. So we are moving through physical matter with a physical avatar. That's our aim. We've got all of these beautiful guides, all of these non physically embodied beings who are here to help us. Yes, some of that is actually ourselves in higher form. So there's all these different beings who are assisting us, who are helping us. But because we are the ones in physical form, our role is to take physical action. Now, this is kind of, maybe it sounds like it's going contrary to what a lot of law of attraction people would say, in that you don't need to lift a finger to have your reality made manifest. And that is absolutely true, because physicality is sort of the end result of all of this light streaming through. It's the very end point. It's the most dense, which means that we are moving into the understanding that matter does not need to move matter, but energetics can move matter. Our energy is actually what creates. That being said, because we are embodied, it is our joy to do these things. It is our joy to move through physical reality. That means if you want something, if you desire something, in the moment that you want it, it is given, it is yours. And all of the support for all that is comes in to create that moving forward. And your joy, The whole reason that you became an embodied spirit is so that you could take the action, right? How fun is it to create? And I say this in my book, I'm going to grab it. I say this in my book, Ecstatic Playground, that, and this is a book that was channeled guidance that came through me, that we focus on, it's not that we focus on the density of responsibility, right? It's our responsibility as gods to create, but we don't focus on the density of that responsibility, of the heaviness of that responsibility. We focus on the joy of knowing that we're responsible for our lives, that we're the ones that are creating in this lifetime. So even if we've got all of this support, and we always do, it is our joy to create. And that creation, because we are physical, includes creation on the physical plane. That means if you're feeling anxious, go for a walk. That means you can sit there and ask your guides to take that anxiety away, and you can take steps, inspired steps that will bring you in that direction. That means if you want, millions of dollars, that means if you want a divine partner, that means if you want perfect health, that means anything that you want, you don't have to sit still with that want and be worried that any action that you take is going to take you in the wrong direction or feel like you're not being supported. That means, oh, my love, you get to do the things. You get to take the steps that will bring you closer to it. So let's talk a little bit about inspired action versus that frenetic action. Inspired action is going to come from holding the state of being of what you desire. So I'm going to be the person who has my desire. I am going to embody that state. I am going to fill myself with that energy. Whatever my desire is, I'm going to bring myself to the state of I am that. Because I'm God, I'm everything. So I am that. I am the person who has this. I am the person for whom this circumstance is normal and easy. Once I bring myself to that state, I am embodying that state. It feels like this is so normal and so true for me. What do I feel like doing? And that inspired action might be, I want to go for a walk. I just feel so full of life. All I want to do is go for a walk. Or it might be, oh, I haven't called my friend in a little while. Or it might be really specific. It might be something like, oh, I'm going to write that book that I've been inspired to write for forever. I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to sit down and start writing it. Now, as you can see, in physical reality, even if it happens all at once, meaning I intend myself to be a millionaire and then boom, I get a phone call, hey, you've got $1 million in your bank account, I still will continue living after that circumstance happens. So the circumstances can be shifting and changing, and I'm going to continue my life. So there's always going to be action. There's always going to be something that we do next because we are living in a body. We're living in physical reality. We're living in human form. So you can see, hopefully, from these examples that we don't get bogged down by the heaviness of, I don't know what to do. We allow ourselves to playfully move forward in inspired action. All that being said, when we get stuck in freeze mode, it is us not trusting ourselves as God. You are the creator. You are the one who is creating right in this moment. You're creating even if you're sitting still. Everything is always moving. So allow yourself to play with this idea that you are God. You're God in human form. I'm not taking away from any divinity. I'm saying that you're the light projection from source. You are, as others have called it, the finger of God. And as that, it is your sacred duty, your sacred responsibility, your joy, your play to create, to make movements in this physical form. Let yourself play. Let yourself move freely. Shake off those feelings of it's got to be perfect now. The circumstances have to be different in order for me to live the life of my dreams. Live it now and watch all the circumstances shift. You are always divinely supported. You are always being divinely inspired toward your aim. I promise you. There's so much support available to you at all moments. And in fact, it is constantly streaming to you. Your guides are always surrounding you, the angels are always surrounding you. You have so much support and so much protection. And every time that you ask for it, it's instantly given. Your job is to receive it. And by receiving it, what I mean is you say, yes, that's what's happening right now. Now I'm going to play my part. That's how you receive. It's already true. And now I'm going to play my part. Play is the operative word there. So make sure you're playing with life. This is your sacred creation, and you can play with it in all of the ways that you currently dream of. All right, that was a lot. If you have questions, comments, concerns, share them in the comments below. If you would like to work with me individually, I do offer coaching, I offer channeled guidance sessions and things like that. So I would love to work with you and help you discover all that is in store for you in this life, that you can live the life of your dreams in all the ways that you want. Also, be sure and take the quiz down below. I have a couple quizzes that you can check out. And if you are curious to learn more about my channeled guidance, this book, Ecstatic Playground, is also available on Amazon. It's available on my website. It's available in bookstores. And I have a couple other books that you can check out as well. All right, my loves, take care. And until next time, have fun creating. I'll see you soon.